Scraps Talking, and I am trying something new. I'm actually live on YouTube and live on Facebook, and I'm hoping I'm doing it right. I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and thumbs up, comment below, hello, and even if you watch the replay, please let me know too, because I'm trying this out. I've never done two, so it's kind of a weird thing to try. But today I am going to decorate a farmhouse style window. I have this old window. You can see I've already got it kind of set up to start out, but it's a 3-paned window, and as you can see, the middle pane has been broken out. It's been like that for a very long time. I don't even remember if it was on my watch or not. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really certain. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is thankfully the middle one was what broke out. The two side ones are intact. And so for my little anal part of the world, that makes me excited because then I can do something in the middle. And I've never really done anything. I've been carrying this around for years. And I finally convinced my husband to make me a little board to go in the middle. So we'll be chalking that and making a sign in the middle. All I did was he cut out a board that fits exactly. I painted it with Waverly black paint and then waxed it with the Waverly clear wax. And I did that because I would like to maybe change this out seasonally, or I'd also thought I did both sides because I figured at some point maybe I wanted to reverse it. So this particular window has been, it's all dried and cracked and paint. I love all the different details of the paint and everything. The windows have a pretty bad, like, you know, when they put it in, it's been some bad paint jobs, some bad caulking done on it. And I'm not going to worry about it. I'm actually going to use one of our Farmhouse Charm transfer. It's a very large transfer, and I've got it set. Have you ever had those days where you set something up and you just can't even figure out how to, you thought you were recording and you weren't, and so that's what happened. I took it all out. I did fuzz off this transfer. It's a very large transfer. I'm super nervous about using this transfer because I'm afraid of getting it all folded over because you don't want to. It is a silk transfer. You can kind of see there's silk in the middle, and that makes it so that there's some nice opportunities to do great detail. And so I love this one. I tried to center it on this inner thing on the one side. I did the best I could, and it's okay. I eyeballed it. So if you're an eyeballer, I'm with you, and I'm gonna tilt you down a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing here. See if I can do this other one. I apologize. Maybe not so much. I don't know. I didn't pre-think about this, so I apologize for kind of being, that one I might, oops, sorry about that. That one, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so, and I pre-fuzz because it's going on glass in that area that I'm doing the painting. I went ahead and pre-fuzzed that. This is our fuzzing cloth, and so I use that for fuzzing off the middle especially. And that got kind of hairy. So I'm going to move you. I apologize for moving you in the middle. See if I can't collect some of what I'm doing here. I want it to be worth your while. And I'll try to hold it up. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so we're back. So this is what I've done. I put it down. I use this big scraper that we have from Chalk Couture. Chalk Couture is a crafting company for all your home decor. And I've gotten to the point where I like to chalk just about anything. I actually got involved in Chalk Couture in the beginning just because I really wanted, I'm going to put this under here so you can see a little bit better. Maybe that'll help out a little bit. So I apologize for not having a view. I got involved originally so I could do craft fairs. And I loved the way everything looked so professional. So I actually found a lady that turned out to be a pretty good friend of mine. We stay in contact, and oops, oh boy, I see what happened. So it loosened up. But anyway, this little scraper, I'm trying to get out of the bubbles, because anywhere that you have a bubble underneath, and I can see I got some issues here. There's some little pieces of wood off the board. I tried to wipe them all down. before I started, I really wiped down this. I'm going to take one of these out, actually. I wiped down this frame, but it's crackly. The paint's coming off. I did put a coat of wax, clear wax on it as well as that board, just because I wanted to get that sealed, because I've noticed here, we live in the West, and it seems like it really sticks, or it really gets, sorry, I shouldn't multitask while I'm crafting. It really gets dry here, and all my furniture is like falling apart. So it's so dry here that everything, oops, now I'm wet. All right, maybe set that aside for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna try to get the bubbles out of the rest of this. The nice thing about this is it is a reusable transfer, so you can use it time and time again. They say somewhere between 7 and 10 times you can reuse them. And truly, I would say, I'm not doing so well with this. Somebody help me. I would say truly I am able to get, probably closer to 12 or 15, depending on the transfer and how rough I am and what surfaces I use it on. I'm able to use it way more than this company's 7 to 10. So I apologize. I'm trying to get like the bubbles out of this right now. I'm just going to stick that down a little bit. And I'm trying to get to the corners so that it's okay if this gets kind of bent up. I want it to look nice when we pull it up. So anyway, like I said, it's a silk transfer. It has lots of detail. Is that on? I see a little speck of something. I hope it's not. I think it's in my... It looks huge. I just scratched it off of the silk part, and it doesn't look like anything that I scratched off. So anyway, that's kind of funny. So anyway, you can fold it and bend it. It's going to be okay. And we're going to use chalk paste on this today. I'm not making this a permanent thing so that I can go ahead and change it out, whatever, you know, trips my trigger. I tend to leave things forever though. So even though they're reusable, like as far as I can wash it off with the chalk, I tend to just leave it because I don't know. I don't change things much. All right, so this is our chalk paste, and this is one of my old ones. You want it to be the consistency of yogurt. The cool thing is that I probably had this gray. This is the, I want to say Storm. I was going to say smoke. Storm, and mine's a little lumpy because it got totally dried out. It was absolutely dry. I've been able to reconstitute it, which is amazing. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here. Hold your breath. I'm trying not to get many of those lumps. I'll have to squeegee those off. And then anything you don't use, you just scrape up. So it doesn't matter if you put too much on here. So I'm just going to put some on there. And then these are one of our scrapers, and I'm just going to scrape it across there and get all those empty silk spots filled up. And I am nowhere near getting this covered at all. So we've got lots more, and I'm just going to try to get into those corners really nice. The cool thing is if I make a mess of it, I can always go back and take it off with the water, wash it off. I'm using this Storm because I thought with the white frame it would look nice. Anyway, today I feel like I'm kind of scattered. It's so hot here. This is our first hot day. I know the Midwest has been having their hot. We are in Idaho, and we've been pretty chilly. It's been raining. So it's kind of a weird thing. It's been opposite what it normally is. So a lot of my friends in Wisconsin and my mom, you know, they're all like, it's hot. It's like in the 80s. Well, today is our first day in the 80s, I think. And of course, the difference between the Midwest and here is that people in the Midwest have air conditioning because it's humid and it gets hot all the time. People in Idaho think it's not a thing. They think it's fine. They don't think it gets hot here, so they don't have air conditioning. So my husband finally got a box air conditioner put in our living room yesterday. And I am sorry I missed. Oh, hi Denise. Yay, good to see you. I'm doing a window. I carried this all the way from Wisconsin. I actually think I got it from that red church in Sparta, the Sparta church. When they changed out their windows, I got a whole bunch of them. We made a greenhouse with it, and I'm just going to put this back. I'm scraping it to make it nice and smooth. Sorry, I don't mean to make this so you can't see. Here, there we go. Sorry about that. But anyway, I got these all given to me, a whole bunch of them. I have a red one in my kitchen that I also have all my pictures in. And I had painted that at one time. I was saying I don't tend to really change up things very often. I'm just bad that way. Okay, so then when you pull it, you want to pull it from the center, not from the edge. And I'm thinking with this, ooh, it looks pretty good. I got a few little pools, but I think it's going to kind of cover up the fact that it looks kind of crazy. I don't know if you can see that around the edges. So, you know what I didn't bring was my hair dryer so I could dry it. And I actually think this looks really cool. This is gonna, oh, but you know, the nice thing about having done this once is now it lines up on the window for the other side. So I'm going to be putting it on the other side. You saw how big this is, and you can see where the window was, and you can see where those screens are. And normally, like, I try not to do it too often, but I don't know. I'm a crafter. I like to just keep going. I'll get out the gray chalk paint, and then I'll kind of start doing gray. And then I'll be like, oh, and then this project and this project. So I just keep right on going. So, hey, the greenhouse. I'm trying to think of the greenhouse. Oh, oof. And the place, oh yeah, that's what we used all those windows for. So a friend of mine like went to that red church in Sparta and knew that I was thinking about doing a greenhouse. And we built a greenhouse out of old windows. That's what my sister-in-law is telling me about now. Anyway, it was kind of interesting because then she's like, oh my gosh, they're changing out all the windows on this like 100-year-old church in town. And so I'm just going to try to get the bubbles out on this. And time is of the essence because I don't want it to dry so much that I can't get things through. Oh boy, I went crooked. Got so excited, I forgot about that greenhouse. Oh, I might need that cloth. I'm going to wipe off these edges. I think I got some pootied through. All right. Right along the edges. I have it crooked enough that along the edges where I hadn't gotten the chalk off. This is probably a good reason why you shouldn't reuse them multiple times. You should wash them and then dry them. But I have zero patience for that when I'm crafting or have something in my mind. And I really want it, like I was saying, whoops, now I went the other way. So this is what I was having problems with before, was that I started, when I first set this on the first window, I thought I was recording, and then I went back and forth and trying to get it lined up, and it was not really going well for me. Oop, now I saw it stretch. Oop. So this is the worst part, trying to line it up, because I want it to look close to the same on both windows, and I want this to look like it's in the middle, or I sit and stare at it for hours on end because it's not matched up. And probably nobody would ever know the difference except me. So it's funny that I'm an eyeballer, and yet that I like to eyeball things. I don't like to sit and measure things out, but yet it bothers me when things are not lined up. This is not sticking here. Okay. Trying to get it down. Anyway, so there it is. There's my window. The same. So Chalk Couture has kind of helped me in my craft shows. I was trying to do a lot of different like lettering and things, and I would do Sharpies and I would do stencils, and I've tried my Cricut and I've tried vinyl, and nothing ever looked really good. And I've seen enough like bad idea. Vinyls come off, especially like on t-shirts and stuff. So anyway, I ran across this on the internet. I was just looking for ideas for craft shows and how to kind of turn other things, reuse other things, making a big mess. Then good thing it's washable water. So anyway, I ran across Chalk Couture a couple years ago and signed up as a consultant because I knew nobody that was a consult or a designer. They call them designers. And I kept it under the table. I only used my Chalk Couture to make my craft fair projects look better. And so I didn't tell anybody about it. I was like, I'm not telling anybody. This is kind of my big secret. This is how I make my craft projects look really good. So anyway, I'm mixing this up and I'm going to put some more. This is the Storm chalk paint, chalk paste, I shouldn't say paint. I've got it a little bit on a paint consistency. Hopefully this works to do it a second time. If not, I'll come back another time and redo it when I've washed the transfer off, and can wait for it to dry, but you'll get the idea from this. All right. So I'm just going to spread it. If you can butter toast, you can put this on. It's so easy. I possibly have some dry spots that I'm not going to like the look of, and that's okay. I'm going to figure it out. All right, I'm going to use, and if you put too much on the transfer, all you do is you scrape it off. I think the key with the bigger transfers is to keep it somewhat moist. You don't want it to dry up on you too much. And I was saying, we have this brand new formula of chalk paste, but this is one of my 2-year-old chalk pastes, and honestly, it's water soluble, so you can add water to it to reconstitute it. The new stuff I've heard, you don't have to put any water in to make it the right consistency. So anyway, it's pretty much like butter, the new stuff. So, but this is my old one, so you might see some lumps in it. So anyway, this is one of my leftover windows from that greenhouse and from that red church, I'm pretty sure. I've been lugging it around, and somewhere along the way, probably on our move to Idaho, the middle pane broke out of it. So finally I got my husband, your brother, to make me a board for the middle, and I painted that black and waxed it and gotten that ready so I can do a sign in the middle. And I thought I would just do this Farmhouse tile is what it is called. It's a great big transfer. It's really cool. I'm just getting off the excess, and I think I probably on this one, I did on the other one. I'll have to do some scraping and removing. I didn't really pay attention. I probably should have taped around here so I didn't get around the edges, but I didn't. All right, so that is our chalk paste, and like I said, it lasts forever. So we'll see. Okay, I gotta move it here. All right, I'm gonna shut that, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how. I did look at this and go, how am I gonna wash it? And I thought, I'm just gonna go ahead and do live. Oh well, who cares about washing it? I know I'm gonna care. Ooh, this got kind of ooey gooey in the middle, so that's my bad. I might have to do some fixing on this one. Or maybe the easier thing, oops, you don't want to go back on it. I'm just gonna, these are pretty, I'm gonna see if it'll stick here so it doesn't fold over. Okay, so there. So I really smudged this one. This one looks pretty good. Can you see it? I'll try to put something behind it. You can see it. Now this one, you can see I got it pretty smudgy in the middle. So we're gonna do some fixing, I think. Trying to decide. It might be better that, I don't know. I might have to redo this one side, but you get the idea. So when I get done with it, you can see I'm actually planning on going this way. It's got a pattern. So when I put it on the wall, when I'm not pink camouflage, you can kind of see it. You can see this one over here is pretty kind of smudged up. I might have to redo that, but this one looks amazing. And so I'll just do some fixing around the edges on that one, but it's hard to even tell that there's any fixing needed because Oh, I've got lots. You can go back with a wet Q-tip and get it off. It's water-based, so I'm just going to scrub off the frame, I think, is how I'm going to get it off. And like I said, it's so, you can see it here, kind of. It's so, like, kind of crackly paint anyway, it's hard to tell. But good thing I went ahead and did a coat of wax on here, because this is coming off super easy. It's totally on there. Okay. Not too bad for my first time with a big one. I was really afraid of doing this one. So, and there's a way to fix that when they get bubbles in it, but I don't know what it is. So I got kind of a smudge on the corner. And I'm just gonna do my best here to get it out, get the big parts out, and then I'll go back and fix it with a Q. Sometimes when you use a Q-tip, it's almost like it knows what to do. So I'll go back and do that later. You to have to sit and watch me. So that's the front of the window. I could have put these on the back and then it might have been more like a picture frame, but the back side of this frame actually had a lot of that extra goo around the edges. You can kind of see it like right there. That's actually not my paint. It was the paint on it before. So we're gonna let this dry. And we're going to move on to the board that goes in the middle. So this is the board that my husband cut out for me. And I'm going to be painting that. I don't know how to make that. I'm going to have to figure that one out. So this is the transfer that I'm going to use, this one. If you love to craft, this is the way to go. It's a once a month club. And $19.95, you will get a transfer of the month as well as 3 sample pages, which is enough to do a lot of projects. I'm getting gray all over it. Storm, chalk, paste all over everything. So I'm a very messy crafter, if you can't tell. I think I even have it on my arm. I could feel it getting on there. But anyway, I love this because it is washable, so I can do it and then redo it, reposition it or whatever if I need to. Like I said, I'll go back and probably do that one window over again because I can just go ahead and erase it off and redo it. It's not going to be a problem. So back to the once a month, the Couture Club. This is another way that you can utilize our products is this once a month club. And this is the June Club. It's called A Beautiful Thing. And it says a beautiful thing is never perfect. And I really kind of wanted to put this in here in my piano studio because my kids that practice piano are always think that they're going to be perfect. So even though I want them to practice for sure, I also want them to learn that we're never perfect as people too. So music is definitely a big part of my life. I have 18 students. So I thought this would be a great saying in my studio because I want kids to know that it could be beautiful without being a perfectly executed piece. What do you think? So make a comment below if you think that is a good idea for my piano studio. Hopefully I can find a wall that it'll fit on. And that's why I'm going vertically with it. So anyway, you see these lines on here. That's how we cut them apart so we can do the different parts of it. And okay, so my original consultant, or all the videos I watched way back when, they would cut it apart with the burr, which is fine, but now I've got gazillions of little tiny pieces that I sometimes misplace and can't get them back in. So I'm going to try this. This particular transfer, you can just cut at the lines and then leave it on the backing. You want to reuse the backing. I always write on the back because I want to make sure I get it back to the correct one. Sometimes, especially when you have all the pieces, you want to do that. We're going to fuzz this one. This is our fuzzing cloth. You can use a towel. A lot of times, up until the last couple months, I was doing this on my t-shirts. So you can fuzz. You want to just fuzz it up really good so that when you put it on something, it's not going to stick permanent. You do want it to be reusable, and as soon as you wash it, it will go right back to new. As long as you keep it nice and washed, that helps it a lot. So, okay. So, a beautiful thing. We're going to try to, I don't know. Yeah, I think mostly centered on here. We'll see how I can do with centered. Is there a better side? I did kind of drop this right. I was trying to navigate the big window and see how it looked in there. All right, so there we go. That's where I'm gonna do it. Get all the bubbles out. You can, if you've got bubbles in there, you can get them out. That way you can kind of hear when it stops kind of doing that crunching. That's how you're gonna get it done. All right, got some bubbles on this corner. Okay, and I'm just gonna do this whole thing white. I guess it really doesn't matter which way I go. The reason being is that I like the white frame. I want to tie it back to the white frame. This is the paste. I'm going to be using bright white for it. This is the new Creamy Dreamy. You can see with that sticker, it says the new formula. There were some issues, and you can see how much I've used already. I've only had this for like a month and a half. I don't know. I really love, I've been having a good time. So anyway, I'm going to get some of this on here. And then it's super easy and creamy. It's so much creamier than that other stuff. So you just want to get it spread on there evenly. If you can, like I said before, if you can butter toast, it's as easy as that. And then you just fill in the holes. It's so much fun, so rewarding. And you could do this over and over. You could make some gifts. You could, I could make some, this one in particular, I could make some bags maybe for my students that say that. That would be fun because I have some ink, and you can use these with the Chalk Couture ink. If you're interested in signing up for the monthly club where you get 3 pastes and a new transfer every month, an exclusive transfer, you cannot buy it in our catalog. That's $19.95. You can go to chalkcouture.com and then / and my first name, Dory, D-O-R-I, and I greatly appreciate it. This helps me keep my crafting going, keeping my sanity, because I do this in my fun time. This is kind of my fun thing. And it enables me to be at home with the kids all day long. Oop, I missed a little bit on that bee. They're getting so big, Denise, you wouldn't believe it. How big they're getting, which is amazing. Maybe she dropped off here. She'll have to come back on. All right. So it's okay if you only catch this on the replay. I just did the live so I can do a longer video and not have it sitting on my phone. I'm starting, I do so many pictures and everything. Okay, so there you go. It's completely covered, and I'm gonna make sure I have all of this off my fingers so I don't get any extra little parts. I'm on to my 3rd wipe, baby wipe. You can use the Lysol wipes too, but they're really hard on my hands, so I don't like them. I try to stay away from them. Got a little bit of that paste there. I'm just gonna put this, close this up so I don't waste any. I don't want it to dry up. Even though you can use water to reconstitute it, it is nice not to have to. All right, so I'm going to try to get to the middle here. So I'll do it this way so you can see better. All right, like I said, you don't want to go from an angle. You kind of want to go from straight up in the middle. And of course, I need 50 hands. How about you? Ooh, I like it. It looks very nice and clear. So there it is. That is my board. Isn't that cute? So cute. Now, for the rest of this transfer, I'll stick it there. Hopefully it won't make a big mess. I guess I should have done this maybe first because I didn't bring my hairdryer out. You could dry this. We have a drying tool that works really handy. And of course, it's like teal, the Couture teal, which is amazing. Or you can use a hairdryer to dry it, or a hot glue gun. You just don't want it to get too hot to dry it off. Maybe because it's warm out, it'll be fine. And I was thinking about putting this little hummingbird. See all these parts, you cut them apart at this different, so there's little flowers and hummingbirds on here. So I'm gonna cut off the hummingbird. Geez, I don't know. I haven't really thought through this. So this is thinking on my feet. Don't laugh too much. cutting on that line. Okay. And then we want to go ahead and fuzz that off a couple of times on our fuzzing cloth so we don't have it stick. And I might turn this around so that I can look at it while I'm doing it, but I'm sorry for the upside downness. Of course, if you watch any sort of DIY whatsoever, you probably have seen lots of people do it upside down. Ooh, I kind of like that. And I think I'll just put that on first and then decide later if I want to put some flowers on. I'm not going to go far into this because I don't want it to stick too hard on my letters. And then I was thinking about, I don't know what color. No idea what color to do. What color paste? Not ink. That's ink. I don't know. Maybe a combination of these. I think I'm going to try it. See what I think here. Okay, so this is our Couture Teal. I've not had this very long, so it doesn't really even need any mixing here. And then this is the Coral. This one might need a little bit of a mix up here. Oh, here are my stir sticks that I haven't ever used. The Coral's a little bit thicker. Whoops. No, don't. Reconnect. I'm sorry if I cut out. Don't know what's going on. Maybe my internet. We just got new internet, so thought I'd try doing two things at once. YouTube and... So this is a little bit on the thick side, I think. And I was told this Creamy Dreamy didn't need much water. You can just spritz it. But, all right, I think I'm going to do the belly in that color and the coral and then teal. I don't know why I was thinking I like the... Okay. Oops, I think I'm going to put some teal up here. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of an ombre there in the middle. So I want to get this. This is kind of a close-edged transfer. Sometimes if they're close, you can use like, oops. You can use tape, the blue tape, to tape it off so you don't, ooh, I want to get that whole beak, I think. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to smear this together with my finger in the middle, and I may have to do a little bit of water there or some fluid because I think this is getting pretty dry, but I think it'll look really cool if I can get this mixed in. Oh, actually, I'm going to do this. Get my finger wet. And then I'm all about like symmetry, so I'm going to have to try to figure out. I'm just pressing this in here, getting it nice and mixed in, putting a little bit of moisture on there. I think this is going to turn out really good. Okay, there is our hummingbird. We'll see how this turns out. And I did pull a little bit. Oh, I love it. That is amazing. That one is pretty good. I'll show you that. Isn't that cute? I didn't mean for the hummingbird to land on the bee, but it kind of looks like it did, didn't it? Okay, I do think I might put a little flower down here to match it because I'm matchy. Remember I said that? And then maybe a little bit one up here. So we'll see what we have here. Oh, I think I'm going to do this one with the leaves. We'll see if I can get that out of there. I guess I maybe could have cut all this ahead of time. These are transfer scissors, but I don't know, is there a right side up, upside down? easier to use on the backing. Oops. Why is it not working? Okay. I cut that a little crooked. I'm not sure I like doing this. Okay. So I think I'm going to do this little complicated one right down here. And I might do somewhat the same thing and use a little bit of that teal on this end. And then a little bit of this coral on this end. So I'll just smooth that out a little bit. Oh, this is a kind of a tight little transfer too. So the great thing about this is there's very little waste, and you use so little for projects like these. 3-ounce bins of chalk paste last forever. I opened up a sample one day. Oops, I'll make sure I don't get that in the bin. I opened up a sample one day, and I'm going to do that ombre here too, and just kind of mix it in so it's actually looks like 3 different colors. I went a little over. Anyway, I opened up a sample black because I don't have the black on hand. And lo and behold, I got it open. I'm like, there's a whole lot here. I don't want to waste it. So anyway, there. I'm kind of pleased with that, actually. Like how that lined up here to dry. Okay, so what do you think? Does that look kind of cute? And then I really wanted to do, I don't know, do you think, see there's a couple of flowers on here. I'm thinking maybe this leafy one. Maybe I'll just do this little flower. Oh, come on. Just cut apart, please. There it is. I'm struggling cutting with that scissors. I think I'm going to do the little flower right over the A a little bit. So it looks like that bird is coming to the A. Yeah. And I'm just going to do that one coral. I'm not going to even mess around with the ombre, I don't think. We'll just spread it out. I kind of like I don't like it when people put out blue flowers because there aren't very many blue carnations or whatever, where they color them. I kind of like, especially flowers, I like them to look realistic. You're going to use fine, but just make sure they're realistic colors. Different ones that aren't actually growing. Like there aren't black flowers really in real life. Maybe a deep purple, but there aren't really. All right, so we got this little flower there. Anyway, so that's kind of my process on this. All right, so there it is. I think it looks amazing. What do you think? Please comment below, even if you watch this on the if you watch this on the replay. I want to know what you think. That is what I'm going to put in that middle pane with the Farmhouse transfer. Let's see if I can get it up here for you. Figure out which is the front, which is the back. All right, so here we go. Da, 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 da. What do you think? That's going to be what I want to put up on the wall using an old window, which is a found object, and then had to have that board cut for me, painted it, and I've got my chalkboard, so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a really cute project that I put up on the wall, and practical. And the cool thing is, if I decide I don't like the hummingbird or the seine, I can change it out and do different colors or whatever to match my decor. So like I said, please go ahead and comment below that you watched it and what you think about the project. I'd love to hear any of your input. Make sure to, if you're on YouTube, let me know down below. I'd be happy to help with that. And if you want to get your own paste and all the great stuff for yourself for a low price, I think it's over almost $400 worth of stuff that you can get by signing up as your own designer and getting all this stuff. Hey, I did it before, never wanted to share with anybody, like I said, but I did it because it's a great deal for all the different products that you get. As a designer, it's $99, and it's really probably the best deal that we have. We also have little kits that you can do and take home and do really quickly besides the monthly transfer. That's not your thing and you just want to try it out a little bit. That's a wonderful way to go, is our kit. So please ask me anything you need to about it. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for coming in. Please comment and let me know what you think. We'll see you soon.